States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Supervisor Wareheim.
Here.
Councilman McCarthy.
Here.
Councilwoman Noack.
Here.
Councilwoman Inzarella.
Here.
Councilman Lohman.
Yeah. Okay, welcome to our 2 o'clock board meeting. Before we get started, we had our work session this morning. Mr. Ambrose was here, and now see Mr. Spangler here as well. So I want to reiterate this afternoon as well, last week was a successful week for us. As many of you may have read, we had our alienation bill so that we can begin a pump station to start our sewering project of the Kings Park business community. To some people, it may not mean a lot, but to the town of Smithtown, it's vital that we get this started, both for the environment and for business purposes. So what we want to do as a town board this afternoon is again thank David Ambrose from Smithtown News and Nick Spangler from Newsday, because they really kept the public informed on what was actually going on. Great reporting, and we believe that was very helpful in us getting that passed through in Albany. So thank you again, gentlemen, for the press and for helping us along with that. Okay, very pleased also this afternoon, we're back on track with our 4th precinct. And I'm going to turn it over to Councilman Lohman, who did the introductions, and want to thank the inspector and the captain for coming in, and we look forward to your presentation.
Well, first, thank you both for taking time from your busy schedule to come today. Today we have our brand-new commanding officer, the 4th Precinct, Inspector Michael Romanelli, and Captain Karen Kolsch. She's the operations captain for the 4th Precinct, and as they've done in the past, they're going to give Smithtown and the town board an overview of what's going on in our township. So thank you, both for coming, and we look forward to hear what you have to say.
Thank you, Councilman Lohman. Thank you for the introduction. My name is Mike Romanelli. I became the commanding officer of the 4th Precinct at the end of February. And I want to take this opportunity to formally speak to you today and introduce myself. Again, my apologies for not making a previous meeting. But I wanted to take the opportunity to say that I'm excited to be here in the 4th Precinct and to work with the town council and the town board. The 4th has had a great relationship with the town of Smithtown. I was a lieutenant back here in 2005 to 2008 on midnights, so I didn't really see the sunlight too much. But I'm looking forward to working here and working with everyone again. My staff speaks highly of the relationship they have with the town. I know my predecessors spoke highly, Hal Jansen, of working with the town of Smithtown and the cooperation that they received. And I really look forward to continuing that relationship and fostering public safety in the community as best we can together. And that's really what it's all about, is open dialogue and open communication. So I am looking forward to working with you in the future and attending the board meetings, if not myself, a member of my staff, my executive officer, Mark Fisher, or Captain Kolsch, my operations officer. So we do look forward to attending these meetings and be able to, again, get a message out to the community about what's going on and what's affecting their lives and what's impacting them. So I'm going to let Karen kind of take the report and kind of update you on some things. I know there's going to be an active summer here in the town of Smithtown as far as festivals, parades, special events, 5K runs. She'll go through some of those, but it's an exciting time here in the town of Smithtown. I'm looking forward to, again, working here again. The town always treated us well. It's a beautiful township, beautiful recreation facilities, and just a nice place to live. So, and I'm looking to make sure it stays that way. So again, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Karen Kelch. I got promoted to captain in March. I worked in the 4th Precinct as a sergeant on the midnights and also as a lieutenant. I'm a resident of Smithtown, and I have 3 kids in Smithtown West. Basically, I just figured I'd let you guys know there's different ways of contacting the police. And number one, if it's an emergency and there's a crime in progress, we dial 911. That's when you want someone to respond to the call. If you don't need someone to respond, such as when you have a traffic light malfunction or you have a sign down, maybe the stop sign on the corner or the street sign is down, then you would call 852 COPS. That's a non-emergency, but it's something where we need to be notified and we can take care of it. We also have KEG, 852 KEGS. That's if there's a party, you find out there's a party going on right now with the season, everybody's graduating from high school or whatever, they're having a lot of parties. We don't want these kids drinking. If you hear there's gonna be a keg party, you can let us know, just call 852 KEGS, and they'll have somebody check it out. We have undercover officers who can go down there. We have uniform officers who go down and tell them to be quiet, turn the music down. If somebody is over 18 and they're in charge of the household where the party is going on, they're responsible. They're supposed to go there, make sure that anybody under 21 that is drinking is told to stop drinking, told to leave. If they have problems, they call 911. If they can't get them to stop or they can't find someone else who can take care of them. These are situations that the police department can help. We're here to help. That's what we're service. We want to help you guys in any way we can. We want the communication to be open. If you have problems with narcotics being sold or used on your block, you call 852 NARC. That's another way of, giving us the information. Communication is very important. We got to find out from you what's going on so that we can help you keep Smithtown nice and the way we want it to be and take care of these things. Also, a lot of people are opening their pools up this time of year, it's being June. We want to make sure that we have pool safety. There's alarms that people put on the water. You're supposed to have 4-foot fence around properties. A lot of properties are vacant. Nobody's using them. They have pools in the backyard. They may not have their fences up in order. You want to make sure that there's no way anybody could get into those yards where they could possibly fall into one of these pools. We have 1 death a year from drowning in these backyard pools every year, so we want to try and prevent that if we can. It's a very important thing. There's many things, you have a child, you want to keep your eye on them, never leave them unattended if they're near or around the pool. If they're swimming, make sure there's somebody in the pool with them. If you don't swim well and they're in a deep end and you want to save somebody, don't jump in, reach first, see if you can reach them. If you can throw them something. You don't want to have a double drowning. Things like that. Any kind of pool that's, you can't see the bottom, you definitely want to make sure that that pool is secure, that nobody can get in there, because we don't want anybody getting hurt or anything like that. There's a website, Suffolk PD. If you go suffolkpd.org, there's tons of information. If you would go on that site, it tells you all kinds of different things that you would need. You can make reports now online. So if you have an incident where criminal mischief happened or somebody damaged your car, your house, or somebody's harassing you on the phone or text messaging you, you can go right online, get a complaint report number, and not even have a police respond, not even call 911. As long as you have a computer, you can sign right on and do a report online. So this is just making things easier and better. You need a report for your insurance company because something happened to your house. Not if it's a burglary, if somebody actually enters your home and steals stuff, you don't want to do that. But if somebody steals something from your backyard, your lawn ornaments, if you have stuff outside, that's something where you can just make a report online. If you have an accident and it's less than $1,000 worth of damage to one of the vehicles, you can make your report online. So if you have an accident and you don't want to wait for the police to come because it's not a priority and it's just a fender bender, nobody was injured, you can just go home and make a police report online. There's the social host, we went over that. That's also with the drinking, with the kids. You don't want your kids to be out partying and socializing. So if you have children that are at that age now where they may be drinking at parties, tell them to take advantage of Lyft and Uber so that we don't have anybody getting into any kind of accidents and getting any DWIs, anything like that. There's different training that the cops can give you. They have an active shooter training thing where they come to your business or your school or your church and they can have a PowerPoint presentation where you can learn how to, what you would do in case of an emergency. Like basically, when you come into this room, you look where the fire exits are. If an active shooter came in right now, what would you do? Where would you go? That kind of stuff. That is something that's very important. You want to think in advance You don't want to fear terrorists, but you want to have knowledge of what you would do. The more knowledge you have, the less you'll panic in a situation. So thinking in advance and figuring out what you think is important and how to take care of yourself is something you want to do. Whenever you enter any kind of a public place, going into a movie theater, a restaurant with your family, wherever you are, you want to take notice. Where are the fire exits? If something was to happen right now, what would I do? You want to run, you want to get away. If you can't get away and you get trapped, what are you going to do then? You want to try and find a room where you can hide, something like that. Things, it's a very good training, and I would definitely recommend it. We have school resource officers who now are being trained to also give these PowerPoint presentations, so we'll have more people at the precinct who are capable of training. It's very important things. I would definitely say you should do that. We haven't had much going on with the vape shops and the alcohol sales. They're pretty much under control. We did a lot of them, and these places have been abiding by the laws and not selling to the underage kids, thank goodness. I mean, it'll come back around, but for now, they're doing all right. And we have Highway assisting us. They have grants for different things, but they assist us with speeding. We have patrol checks, the patrol checks that cops check every day. We had one where just the other day, the site team from Highway got together on Midwood Avenue in Nesconset, and they worked with uniformed cops to try and catch the speeders there. So it's good. We work together with the other units, and we try and get the people for things like that. Burglaries. We have vacant houses are getting burglarized for the copper. Residential homes are being burglarized, not so much right now. They're down, thank goodness. But if you have ladders laying around, anything like that, cut your bushes down. Don't leave ladders or anything they can climb on to climb into your windows out. Make sure your windows are locked. Screens are very easily cut. Nobody hears glass, so you want to make sure you keep your windows locked. If you have deadbolts on your door, you want the inside one to have the key instead of the knob, so that if they get in, they have to get out the window as well, and they can't take things out the door. But at night, when you're sleeping, make sure you leave that key in case there's a fire. You can be able to get yourself out in an emergency. Things like that. Let's see, what else? Oh, the fatal overdoses and opioids. The opioid epidemic is still here. If you want to get trained, we have training for how to use the Narcan, the precinct. You can learn how to do that. You should always have the Narcan, keep it in your glove compartment, keep it in your house. If you know anyone who has an opioid addiction, you want to always have it on you. You never know. It's better to be safe than sorry. It's a very simple thing to do. You just stick it in the nostril. You give them 1 milliliter in each nostril, and if they come back, it's like amazing. Somebody will be dead, and then all of a sudden they're like alive and awake, and like nothing ever happened to them. They don't even think of what they were just dead, and they had no pulse. And it happens over and over. Some people, I've seen them saved 7 times. It's amazing what this Narcan drug can do. But right now, our overdoses are down, and our fatal accidents are down, so we're doing good. Everything's pretty good. Anybody have any questions? Any?
Questions? Captain, thank you very much, and Inspector, thank you very much for attending, and we'll see you next month.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm looking forward to being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we will, we'll continue sitting as Board of Water Commissioners. Madam Clerk?
Minutes approval for the Board of Water meeting dated May 23rd. The Board of Water Commissioners to authorize the following. Number 1 is a transfer.
Councilman Lohman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack,
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Wareham.
Yes. Reconvening as Town Board.
First, we have correspondence. Number 1, Bareilles Farm Stand Fall Festival, second reading. 2, Kings Park High School Homecoming Parade, second reading. 3, Smithtown High School East Homecoming Parade, second reading. 4, Public House LLC Emily Power Foundation Music Concert, first reading. Number 5, Comac Kings Park Rotary Club Family Fun Run, first reading. And number 6 is the Building Department report for May 2019.
Okay, is anyone in the audience wish to be heard on any of those special events? No? Okay, we will move on. We have one public hearing today.
The town board to consider a proposed amendment to Chapter 322 of the Town Code entitled Zoning as it relates to applications of regulations.
Good afternoon, Supervisor, members of the Town Board. I'm Janice Hanson, Assistant Town Attorney. The purpose of this hearing is for the Town Board to consider the addition of subsection J to Section 322-4 of our Town Code, which would be a rental property registry that would be maintained by the Public Safety Department. The registry amendment would require any residential dwelling that's not owner-occupied to be registered with the town. There would be a registration application accompanied by a $100 fee. And any home that you would want to have listed or rented or occupied by any tenant would have to be on that registry with the town in order to be in compliance, or they would be subject to our town code summonses and violations and fines associated therewith. And if there are any questions, that's it.
Anyone in the audience wish to be heard on that public hearing?
Does that include family members that you're renting to?
It would be for any home that's not owner occupied, that is being rented by an individual, not the owner of the property.
Any questions by the board? Okay, move to close the hearing?
Second.
Supervisor Wareheim?
Yes.
Councilman McCoy?
There was a question in the back.
Please come to the podium. Just state your name, please.
Good afternoon. I'm Eric Neitzel. I just had a couple questions about the rental permit being in the real estate business. Is this for apartments, single-family homes also? And is the town going to require a safety inspection, or what's being proposed, kind of? That was my question.
This is for single-family dwellings, and it doesn't have any other requirements associated with it right now, no public safety inspection or anything like that. This is just that if it's not owner-occupied and you want to rent it out, it has to be registered with the town so that we can keep a handle on what's going on.
That answer your question, Mr. Knight? Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. I move to
you.
close the hearing?
Second.
Supervisor Wareheim?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman Loman?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, next is on the advertise for public hearing. 1, the town board to authorize the town clerk to advertise for a public hearing to be held at the Smithtown Town Hall on Tuesday, July 16th at 2 p.m. to consider a proposed amendment to Chapter 245 entitled Streets and Sidewalks. Number 2, the town board to authorize the town clerk to advertise for a public hearing to be held at 2 p.m. on Tuesday, July 16th at the Smithtown Town Hall to consider the town's entry onto certain real property located at 24 Lindner Place in Smithtown for the purpose of removing and remediating the vast accumulation of rubbish, debris, unregistered vehicles, tall grass, weeds, and overgrown vegetation, as well as a deteriorating structure at the premises, all in violation of Chapter 221. Number 3, the town board to authorize the town clerk to advertise for a public hearing to be held at 2 p.m. on Tuesday, July 16th at Smithtown Town Hall to consider the town's entry onto certain real property located at 381 Birch Road in Kings Park for the purpose of removing the extraordinarily vast accumulation of rubbish, debris, unregistered vehicles, tall grass, weeds, and overgrown vegetation, all in violation of Chapter 221.
Councilman Loman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Wareheim?
Yes.
And number 3 is the consent agenda controller. And then number 4 rather, and consent agenda resolutions.
Okay, is there anyone on the town board who wishes to remove anything from the consent agenda?
No.
No.
Okay,
Councilman Lohman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella,
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Wareham.
yes.
Resolutions. The town board to authorize the town clerk to advertise for the following bids to be returned to Town Hall, 99 West Main Street in Smithtown. Number 1, bid 19-62, construction of concrete stairs at Charles P. Toner Park. 2, bid 19-63, proposed water service improvements for the fire training, senior citizens, and animal shelter campus. And number 3 is withdrawn.
Councilman Lohman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella,
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Wareham.
Yes.
The town board to authorize the town clerk to advertise for the following request for proposal to be returned to the town of Smithtown Purchasing Department at 65 Maple Avenue. An RFP number 19-61, maintenance and repair of physical systems.
Councilman Lohman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella,
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Wareham.
Yes.
The town board to award the following bids and to authorize the purchase of associated goods or services. Number 1, bid 19-53 for poly bags for MSF's mulch distribution, 240 in packaging. 2, bid 19-49 for lawn and garden supplies to Long Island Cauliflower Association. And 3, bid 19-57 for rental of restroom trailer at Smithtown Landing to Call Ahead Corporation.
Councilman Lohman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella,
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Wareham.
Yes.
The town board to approve the following. 1, retain the services of Kevin J. Malloy Esquire as counsel to the sole assessor. 2, 3, and 4 are amendments to the 2019 Highway Road Program, all listed on the agenda. Number 5, tuition reimbursement to Diane McQuaid in the amount of $875. 6, extension of bid 1836 for street lighting material. 7, extension of bid 18101 for lumber and plywood. 8, extension of bid 17-60 for tree services, And number 9, multiple additions to the town's pre-qualified list of professional service consultants per the agenda. 10, MSF to purchase a stake body truck from Robert Green Truck Division. 11, medical professional liability insurance policy with Admiral Insurance Company for the Horizons Department. 12, the town board hereby declares certain real property located at 24 Lindner Place, Smithtown, said property reputedly owned by Mary Hickey, deceased, in violation of Chapter 221 of Smithtown, and further determines that since the reputed owners have failed to remediate said violations after 72 hours, notice of same, the town board hereby demands that the property owners remove all violations. 13, the town board hereby declares certain real property located at 381 Birch Road in Kings Park, said property reputedly owned by Punch and a Dream LLC in violation of Chapter 221 of the code, and further determines that since the reputed owner has failed to remediate said violations after 72 hours, notice of same, the town board hereby demands that the property owner remove all violations. Number 14, authorize the Department of Environment and Waterways to advertise and conduct a 30-day public comment period in connection with the Town of Smithtown Draft Local Solid Waste Management Plan.
Councilman Lohman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella,
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Wareham.
Yes.
The town board to authorize the acceptance of the following. donation to the town of Smithtown from the William J. Pomeroy Foundation in the amount of $1,100 to be used for an historic roadside marker.
Councilman Loman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella,
Yes.
Councilwoman Noah,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Wareham.
Yes.
The town board to authorize the supervisor to execute the following on a form approved by the town attorney. One, hold harmless agreement with the Smithtown Central School District with respect to the town's use of school facilities for town-sponsored programs. Two, specialized services agreement with netstuff.com to provide Tai Chi classes at the Senior Citizen Center. Three, agreement with Suffolk County Youth Bureau for state aid in the amount of $47,225. Number four, New York State Department of Transportation Shared Services Agreement for emergency assistance for maintenance of town roads and highways.
Councilman Loman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella,
Yes.
Councilwoman Noah,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Wareham.
Yes.
The town board to approve settlement in the following matters per recommendation of the town attorney. One, John Rodolfo versus the town of Smithtown in the amount of $600. Number two, Versaloni versus the town of Smithtown in the amount of $500.
Councilman Loman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella,
Yes.
Councilwoman Noah,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Wareham.
Yes.
And under personnel, the town board to approve the following personnel matters, number 1 through 16 are various personnel matters.
Councilman Loman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella,
Yes.
Councilwoman Noah,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Wareham.
Yes.
Excuse me, Supervisor? If we could just address on item 16, which is the appointment of an assistant town attorney, that should be effective June 17th, 2019.
June 17th?
June 17th. Any objections by the board?
No.
No.
Okay. Make that
Number
adjustment.
16. First page.
June 17th. Thank you.
Welcome.
You want to do a vote on that?
Yes, once
Okay. Councilman Loman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella,
Yes.
Councilwoman Noah,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Wareham.
Yes.
Got it.
The town board to authorize the following amendment to the Uniform Traffic Code and authorize the Traffic Safety Department to install and maintain the necessary signs. It's to add a no parking here to corner from Angela Court North, on Angela Court North from Lake Avenue West for 120 feet.
Councilman Loman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella,
Yes.
Councilwoman Noah,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Wareham.
Yes. I believe we have 6 read-ons this afternoon.
The first one would be under correspondence. It's a first reading for Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation 5K fundraiser. Then we have amend resolution 2019-453 to change the donation amount from Smithtown Charitable Fund to Horizons Counseling and Education Center from $5,000 to $2,500. Number 3 is Robert Boston versus the town of Smithtown in the amount of $45,000. And then the next two, full-time appointment, the next one is part-time appointment, and the last one is extension of bid 18-87 for the removal and processing of curbside recyclable material from MSF with Winter Brothers Hauling of Long Island.
Councilman Loman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella,
Yes.
Councilwoman Noah,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Wareham.
Yes. We also have one site plan to be voted on this afternoon.
Oh,
For the site plan review. Minutes approval for the site plan review of May 7th, 2019. And second, conditionally approve site plan for E&Y Holding Royal Apparel for a one-story addition to existing industrial building and site work on the south side of Cabot Court, east of Adams Avenue and Hop Hog.
Councilman Lohman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella,
Yes.
Councilwoman Noah,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Warehouse.
Yes. That concludes resolutions. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be moving to the public participation. Be mindful, public participation is subject to the rules of decorum, which you have on your speaker cards. Public portion is for town-related matters only. Any unsubstantiated, unverified, or material false information will be interrupted. The 3-minute rule will be strictly enforced on a per-person basis. Please give your name and address to the clerk, and please address the town board. Thank you.
Peter Hansen.
Good afternoon. Peter Hansen, we are in Nesconset, live in Empress Pines Drive in Nesconset. Talking about the corner, County Road 16, Old Nichols Road, still nothing happening with the no walk traffic signals. If you travel east to west on County Road 16 through Lake Ronkonkoma, there are walk, don't walk traffic signals throughout the route. The first corner in Nesconset, Smithtown, on Gibbs Pond Road, Rosevale, County Road 16, there are walk, don't walk traffic signals. Come to the corner of County Road 16 and Nichols Road, which is by far the most heavily congested corner on that whole stretch. Nothing yet about walk, don't walk traffic signals. Mr. Supervisor, at the State of the County speech, County Executive Malone complimented you on the good things that were happening in Smithtown. I got a call from Legislator Kennedy telling me that there was no money offered at the county legislature for either 2020 or now 2021 to put in traffic signals, walk, don't walk traffic signals at that corner. I'm asking you to make a call to County Executive Malone. We've got to have to do something. Master plan. I gave the county clerk a letter, which hopefully you will have a chance to read. We're asking that you hold in abeyance all applications for business zone changes until the master plan is resolved. And we want to get the public more involved in major projects, such as the proposed hotel, which many of the people in this room attended the meeting, and you can see that the local community was very vocal about that example. We just don't want fait accomplis with major projects with the public not having, and the community, the local community, having input. Still, no shade in Gibbs Pond Park. We passed it today. There's one car. We've spent all that money with playground equipment, and people don't go there during the day because there's no shade. I'm not sure if this is true. The sprinklers at the park by the library don't open until July 1st. Doesn't make sense. Now we're going to have a Smithtown Preserve, 180 plus apartments. We would love those people to be able to walk from the apartments to the corner of County Road 16 and Old Nichols Road and be able to safely cross the street to go to the 7-Eleven, to go to Ace Hardware, to go to Starbucks, to go to the bagel place, CVS, etc. We want them to be able to do it safely rather than getting in a car and further polluting our environment. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Vivian Hickey. Yes.
One, I want to thank you for the opportunity to speak to you. It's a very embarrassing situation. I received notice about the property at 24 Linder Place and the 72 hours notice to remediate. I just want to give you a history on the property. I'm from Dublin, Ireland, and my dad purchased that property in 1965. I never lived in it because he's saving us money. We lived in a bad, poor neighborhood, so the younger children could live there. It was his pride and joy. In November, my father predeceased my mother. November 3rd, 2011, Mary Carmel was issued a request for guardianship, incapacitated. I do believe there was elder abuse involved. She was deceased on July 27, 2017. Taxes are presently due of $46,000 plus. And one, I also want to thank the Smithtown Town Attorney, Martin Simon, speaking to me and giving me the opportunity to speak to you. I've also been in touch and met with, or spoke multiple times with Matthew Kieran, the Suffolk County Appellate Court out there for an executor to be appointed, a county executor to be appointed to the parcel. I showed up on June 4th regarding to the court for surrogate court, and Terrence Hickey, who is applying to be the executor, did not show up. He also did not show up on May 7th. And the reason I showed up was because I had received this notice of remediation. There's two key issues. One is there's another hearing on July 16th at the probate court. Two key issues is, yes, the property's in horrific condition. I have not even been by it in about 20 years. One is that the person living on it, two people would never serve notice to the appellate court. Terrence Hickey gave a vacant piece of land, no building on it, no structure, to the appellate court as their legal address. The person residing in the property right now, that's a hovel, has issues and needs guardianship. I'm just asking you to defer until the appellate court appoints an executor to have this resolved. I'm really concerned about Patrick Hickey, who was living there. I don't even know if there's running water or electricity on that property. And that's my concern, that this 63-year-old man is going to be just very, very distressed by this horrific situation. So again, I thank you for your time. I apologize to all the neighbors on that block and to the community of Smithtown for this sad, horrific situation. And thank you for listening to me. So again, I'm just pleading with you, could you just defer the July 16th entry onto that parcel so we can have the appellate court, surrogate court, excuse me, hearing in Riverhead, and hopefully he will show up and the other family members will be informed of this, the surrogate court hearing. Thank you. I hope I wasn't too wordy. I made it.
Okay, ma'am, this was the public hearing today, so what I would encourage you to do is just stay after the meeting and speak to our town attorney.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate this.
Give him all that information so the board has it.
Yes, I will. I have copies of documents and everything. I mean, really, if it wasn't for the notice I received from you, I would not have known anything that was going on, even with surrogate court.
Thank you very much.
There's no one else.
That's it. Okay, everyone. I move to close the meeting.
Second.
Supervisor Wareham.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Councilwoman Noah.
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella.
Yes.
Councilman Loman.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for attending.